I did it! I finally broke into this stupid, uninspired wreck of a studio. They said I couldn't do it, but now that I have, I could finally do this!
With this portable EMP, I can wipe out all the data in this room. And without his precious data, Rewind will have no fights, and my god Papyrus will be avenged!
See this, children? Say goodbye to your precious Rewind Rumble, as it was I who took it from you!
The great Robert!
Explain your plan in intricate detail. At least make sure nobody else is in the room first.
What in the blazes? Since when were you there?
Wait, what are you?
It's I help, and I've been here the entire time. Also, the events. I swear I told Rewind to fix those last week. But does he listen? No! Guess he never learned anything playing Among Us.
You're incredibly annoying.
Nevertheless, you'll cease to be once I press this.
Hey, I help. Are you okay with backing me up with today's episode? Everyone else is busy and it's... Robert? What are you doing here?
Robert was just fixing the vents. You know, like I asked you to do last week.
If I'm interrupting something, then I can go.
Actually, Robert, I could use the extra help. I have a host spot open right now. You interested?
Yes, Rewind. I'd love to help my friend.
Ooh, big boy here's getting the fancy promotion. Good on you, man.
Okay, great. Well, I'll go over to the studio and get set up. Alright, that should be pretty much everything set up. How about you go on and introduce yourself, man? You know, for the people watching at home.
Well, if you insist. I am the great Robert Audacity! I am your local, brilliant scientist who can build anything your heart desires. And I happen to be Rewind's maintenance guy. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today hosting this incredible show.
Hey, I bet those gag reflexes coming in handy right now, eh? Nobody can say that much stuff about Rewind at once.
You don't know the half of it.
Great to hear the enthusiasm. Anyway, moving on to today's fight, the heart is a powerful force. On its own, it runs a man. It pumps blood. But a strong, powerful heart can do so much more. It can do tremendous things. Just ask our two combatants, Sora, Heart Healer and Guardian of Light, and Joker, Heart Stealer and leader of the Phantom Thieves.
For this matchup, we will only be taking into account Sora and Joker themselves, and no hacks connected to their friendships. For example, Joker's scanning abilities from Futaba and Makoto, or Sora's friends reaching out to him in any way, shape or form. Also, for the sake of future-proofing this fight, we will only be taking into account information from games up to Persona 5 Royal and Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
I hope you're all ready for Hearts to Clash, because today, we
Rewind Rumble!
Alright then, who's talking about who?
I'll do Sora. Trust me, Serina stuck enough of these games on me that I'm basically an encyclopedia on this series right now.
Alright then, in that case, answer me this. What actually is Kingdom Hearts?
That's a long story, but I'll discuss that one later. Sora is a young lad who had a completely normal upbringing on the mainland near Destiny Islands. He hung around with Riku and Kairi, played with young Final Fantasy characters and dreamed of going to other worlds. Only for said dream to come bite him in the arse and essentially Alt F4 his entire world into the form of Heartless. Rough in hindsight, but what are you gonna do?
To be cast away from all that you know and forced into an alternate world, fighting the little devils that caused you to end up there to begin with, is understandable. The Disney tie-in, however...
No. After the last episode, we've hit our Disney joke quota for the season. Let's just move on to Joker. Ren was a normal high school kid until he was wrongfully accused of assault and sent on probation to a new school after being expelled from his old one, forced to leave his hometown. After this, he discovered an app that downloaded itself onto his phone that let him access the metaverse.
The metaverse, the embodiment of the
Breaks
mundane and the
facts.
single path line of the people. Hence why the memento takes the form of a train line. Joker was able to learn to traverse this in order to discover palaces, a manifestation of a highly corrupted heart's place of belonging and source of rebellion. He did so by complete accident initially, when he first learned to summon Arsene, his first persona.
Speaking of weapons that manifest themselves, allow me to move on to Sora's powerhouse weapon, the Keyblade. This weapon initially appeared during the downfall of Destiny Island, where he used it to dispatch several Shadow Heartless and a Darkseid. After the fact, he came to learn that the Keyblade itself is linked directly to him, allowing him to summon it at will, teleport it back to him if a different person's holding it, and put it in its own Keyblade hammer space of sorts.
The Keyblade is the key to Sora's entire arsenal, pun intended, as over the years Sora has learned to use it to accomplish incredible things. It can be used for melee attacks, casting various magic spells, sealing keyholes, opening locked chests, activating shot locks, teleporting with air step, and even enter high-powered transformed states. He can even augment its already wide arsenal by equipping different keychains to grant different passive buffs, like drive builders, elemental buffs, and alternate form changes and shot locks.
Truly, a Swiss Army knife of weapons. The Keyblade is also able to lock away and unlock worlds with his key beam. This functions as a beam of light capable of going from the surface of the world to its moon in less than a second.
Outside of his Keyblade, Sora can still use magic, just not as potently. He can also fly, dodge mortal attacks with dodge roll, dash long distances without being affected by gravity, and even cast summons. His spells consist of the usual fire, ice, lightning, and water stuff, as well as a Curaga healing spell, high tier grand magic, gravity magic, balloons, and possibly his most versatile spell of Reflector, which blocks an attack while stunning and staggering an opponent.
Listing Sora's Keyblades would take too long to count, but each of them can make him more proficient in either his physical or magical prowess, and he's able to switch them out on the fly. He's able to shoot a laser from the surface to the moon in a second, and was able to overcome a blast from the Zehanort on a separate occasion.
Similarly to how Sora has far too many Keyblades, Joker has a vast amount of different personas he can use and tap into. His first persona is Arsene, the Fool persona and his metaphorical right-hand man, on top of having access to Curse Elemental Attack Aga, as well as the light damage cleave attack. He can also apply ability cards to draw out the abilities of different personas with Arsene.
Expanding on Rewind's last statement, Joker is fully capable of having various different and powerful persona, many of which
Here's
are
a
of different
quickie.
arcana and are strengthened upon their creation based on how liked he is among his circle of confidants. There are seemingly hundreds of them too, whereas Joker can only hold on to a maximum of 12 at any given time. Which ones he can have at a given time is entirely up to him, mind you, so going into the battle, it'll be hard to know which persona he will have. Except for Arsene. He always makes his way back to Joker one way or another.
And with his neutral special, he uses
I help. That joke is overused, and I am disappointed that you'd stoop to such unoriginal jokes.
But it's funny though.
If you can't think of anything original to say, then move on. We don't need a second Warlord.
Anyway, having a large kit means nothing if you can't use it correctly. Sora was so proficient with his Keyblade, he was comparable to Xehanort, who at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 had the Keyblade.
But, aren't they all Keyblades?
No, I meant Keyblade, as in X as in key, Keyblade, X-Blade, yeah.
Oh, that makes much more sense, actually.
Anyway, when Sora was fighting against this blade, he was able to equalize a blast of energy from the X-Blade itself, with an extra push from his friends to overpower it. Said Keyblade also tore apart and created the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts universe, so Sora would naturally scale to that.
Joker is also incredibly strong, able to take down Yaldabaoth, who was in control of the Mementos and had the masses on his side. Destroying Yaldi also caused the Mementos to disappear, so scaling Yaldi to the people and then to the Mementos itself makes clear sense. He had to do this again with Maruki when he took control of the metaverse and rewrote reality to quote-unquote help those who were in pain.
I would also like to draw attention to the supposed destruction of Mementos, but I'd rather save that for the post-analysis simply due to the fact that it's a long story.
While I'd make a comment on your laziness and your lack of effort to explain why, I'm looking through the notes Frank gave us myself and... oh wow. This stuff really is complicated, isn't it?
Well, at least it doesn't have Disney not.
No.
At least.
I hope we discussed this.
But I wasn't even there to make any jokes. Do you know how much I wanted to tear into Elsa? Any idea how badly? Just let me have this one. Please.
Don't make me bring back Buff Rewind.
Fine.
That's better. Anyway, Sora has managed to block numerous light blasts, dodge the cosmos-traveling Keyblade glider of Terra, aka the Lingering Will, and has managed to outsmart and outpace Xehanort, who is often stated to have transcended space and time. Sora was also able to accomplish a similar feat in the Remind scenario, where he was able to do so in order to assist the Lingering Will in attacking Terranort.
Sora is fully able to keep on going and going. Imagine a fanboy's rage-induced lectures, Rewind's obsession with Sans, the old man who pays for his food in the line at a shop, while you're stuck behind him for half an hour as he picks out every single penny. Then apply it to Sora. He's able to rescue entire worlds without exhaustion, defeat bosses like Xigbar and Vanitas without showing signs of fatigue, and even more impressively go from fighting Xemnas, surviving an exploding city, fighting a giant space dragon thing, and fight a sat-down suit of armor, and then even Xemnas himself after he'd been buffed by absorbing the pseudo-Kingdom Heart he'd personally made.
Just like Sora, Joker's able to move around a ton without rest, whether that be descending to Mementos or infiltrating palaces. However, doing so does leave a strain on him and prevents him from doing activities in the evening. Unless he gets a massage from his maid teacher friend. And while I'd love to see that included, the whole no friends rule kind of puts a damper on that chance.
Sora's also known to tank some pretty heavy hits. Punches from Hercules, strikes from Sephiroth.
Wait, Sephiroth is in this?
Direct attacks from Xemnas and Ansem, blows from his alternate nobody self Roxas, and, well, Donald's grating voice. But by far, his best durability feat is tanking the same bleam Xehanort's fired from the Keyblade. While it took his friends' voices to wake him up from the blast, you can clearly see that Sora supported the pressure of the blast himself, even while supposedly unconscious. And yeah, Donald and Goofy motivated him afterwards to finish the job, but it was still all Sora that blocked the strongest Keyblade in existence with his own, without support and unconscious.
Over his travels, Sora has accomplished some incredible things, destroyed Ansem, defeated the entirety of Organization 15 on multiple occasions, defeated a pseudo-Kingdom Hearts-infused Xemnas, and defeated and earned the respect of Master Xenohort.
Xehanort handed Sora the X-Blade at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Does that mean Sora owns it now, or...?
I mean, if he does, he's all the stronger, but if he doesn't, then he's already stronger than it, so either way's fine.
Yeah, and the fact he might not want to use a weapon that was made with the soul of his then-dead girlfriend.
Joker, on the other hand, has also taken a lot of hits. Paw strikes from a giant sphinx, underpaid part-time workers, Kameshida's balls, but once again his strongest feat is taking on Yaldi, given he was the embodiment of the Mementos at that point, making his durability scale to his own attacking force. Despite Sora's wide arsenal of weapons and magic, he does have a few kinks in his armor. Despite his magical potential being outstandingly high, Sora can only use his MP to a specific point until he needs to wait for a recharge. The idea being, while Sora is strong, he constantly either needs to be getting in hits in order to drive forms and shot locks or activate form changes. Also, while he's highly strong, a lot of his strength is gained by his friends of their bonds with him.
As for Joker, his kit's randomness and the fact he can't even use his best persona of Saturn Isle outside of New Game Plus the fact his arsenal of personas are so damn large, predicting the personas he could have is hard to do. Once again, barring Arsene. Plus the fact that if you were to stagger Joker and knock him to the floor, you'd be just as likely to get in those extra attacks as he could, making his trip back to the Velvet Room all the closer.
Overall, Sora is a one-man army and the strongest character in the Kingdom Hearts universe. While he has a high combo potential and a clown car of magical innate powers, he can still be overwhelmed with enough force.
In conclusion, Joker is an incredibly powerful and versatile Swiss Army knife of a man. While highly mobile, intelligent, and a great battle analyst, his abnormally large arsenal of personas and lack of his team make his features hard to pull off.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place in the final world, and remember, there's 0 prep time. Once that circumstance bar has finally loaded, it's time to rewind rumble.
What was that?
Wait, what is this place? Is this some kind of new palace?
What the? Who are you? Another test?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. I was already tricked by that last guy. How's this? Heal!
Arsene! Arsene! Persona!
You're mine.
Wow, now that was badass.
This fight on paper is incredibly close, with both Sora and Joker having comparable feats, speeds, and hacks. However, going into scaling of the characters, we discover the differences in their power was much more substantial than we initially thought.
Sora in strength scales to Xehanort with the Keyblade, which is capable of ripping apart and creating the Kingdom Hearts universe's separate star systems. This is shown in the game. However, Persona 5 Royal actually gives more details as to the supposed destruction of the metaverse. That being the fact that the metaverse was never destroyed and the palaces were unaffected.
Whoa, where the hell did you read this? I read the notes, and that isn't in there!
Yeah, it is. Page 3, directly under the palace notes.
Huh, okay. Let's see here. Okay, alright. So, from what the notes say, according to Lavenza, Igor's assistant in the Velvet Room, the metaverse was never destroyed once Yaldi was blasted in the face. It was instead dislodged and pushed back from its merging of the worlds. Furthermore, Maruki's own palace was unaffected by the whole ordeal, remaining in place even after the metaverse left.
That is correct, and since we're only dealing with the metaverse here, we can scale the feat based on Joker pushing the metaverse back. The size of the mementos, the dimension that nearly merged with Earth, can scale directly to the Earth itself, as there was no overlap in the merging of the worlds. As such, pushing back the metaverse by destroying Yaldi scales to Joker to being planetary.
And before anybody says that Maruki's palace was taken down and destroyed, bear in mind that the fact that the metaverse and palaces are still up in Persona 5 Scramble, but it proves that the events of Persona 5 Royal don't destroy the metaverse at any time.
Hold up! Yosh, this is Warlord, here to fix up some bad info from these idiots who seem to be a bit behind on the times. While this metaverse did merge with the Earth, that doesn't debunk the whole Joker giving the metaverse the bench rep treatment. Remember, the metaverse holds palaces, some of which hold universes in their own, and there are millions of these palaces. At the very least, this could be seen as him knocking on the door of Multiversal, if not opening it upright. Yeah, this segment was totally planned, not something they needed me to come in and record at last second. Can't leave these fucking monkeys alone with a machine gun for 1 second.
Both Sora and Joker can also scale to immeasurable speed via Sora keeping up with Xehanort, who transcends space and time, and Joker via being able to move around the Velvet Room, which itself transcends space and time. However, both Sora and Joker can scale their durability to their strength due to being able to fight off the same force they were able to take.
So yeah,
Hope of
this
the
fight seemed
facts.
close at first. However, due to Sora's own durability and strength surpassing that of which Joker can dish out, plus whatever hacks and elemental abilities cancel each other out, this fight is as clear as day, and the Keyblade chosen soars over the Joker.
The winner of this Rumble is Sora.
On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
Who's this? Oh look! It's Naughty Bear!
Alright, good job guys. Robert, pretty good for your first time.
Thanks, Rewind. Nice to know I can, help around here. I mean, other than shredding unwanted fan mail.
Wait a minute, you said that got lost in the mail to me.
Yeah, that's what I meant to said. That's what I said. Nothing else. Games! Sorry, Rewind. I forgot to tell you that Serina said that she was on her way down. Said, she wants to try out a different game. Said she'd be here soon.
When is she here?
About 5 minutes?
Oh, then I gotta be quick. Thanks for letting me know. I'll talk to God. My hand.
You dropped your Rubik's Cube, dude.
No, it's fine. I can fix this.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Too bad he won't be here for the real show.
Are you sure that thing's gonna work?
Of course it will, you buffoon. Now, good night, Vienna.
I told you so.
I swear, this doesn't usually happen to me. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm sure you say that to all the ladies.
Shut up, you dumb piece of scrap!
I told you so!
Everything.
Call this Reddit, cause that's karma. Now if you'll excuse me, I'ma go sleep mode for a few hours before working on my hard drives.
Hey, wait. Robot guy.
It's I help. And what?
Why did you back me up there earlier? You could have ratted me out to rewind at any time.
'Cause funny.
That's not a real reason.
Okay, you wanna know why? Rewind is lazy as fuck. He wastes all his time on games, ignores everything I ask him to do, makes me render his footage, clogging up all my damn hard drives, and couldn't even be bothered to make me a damn body. If having him lose his data is what's necessary to give him a wake-up call, then I'll happily watch it happen.
You said something about a body, right? I might have something that'll help with that.
Everything still hurts.